Alright, YouTube, Minnesota Sasquatch trucker subscribers, and some of my Facebook fans. This is the email I've been waiting for. Sent from my iPhone. Before my first experience with Bigfoot, I was always on the fence whether or not Bigfoot was real. There's a trucker running around. I'm 53 years old and never had any encounters with Bigfoot. I thought that if I saw a Bigfoot in my lifetime, that would be the only time. Well, I was wrong. On November 1st, 2020, I was driving in North Dakota on Highway 29 going north, almost to Grand Forks, when I saw an animal on the side of the road. At first I thought I saw a coyote. I was traveling at 70 miles an hour. As I got closer to it, I soon realized that it was not a coyote. As I got closer to this animal, I did not know what I was seeing. I could not slow down to get a better look because I had other vehicles behind me. So usually at 70 miles an hour, things happen pretty fast. When you see something on the side of the road, but this time it was like everything went in slow motion, or like time was standing still. We've heard that before from people. Because I went by this animal at 70 miles an hour, I could remember every detail of this animal. Almost like I had a photographic memory of what I saw. This alone blew my mind, because I have never had this ability of a photographic memory any time in my life. I remembered all the hair in detail, the different colors of hair had throughout its body, locations of very dense hair, how long and odd shape it was, how many legs it had, all the different lengths of hair, just on and on of fine details that I remembered, just like it was yesterday. As I went by, this animal had rusty colored hair with black hairs mixed in. It also had only 2 legs. The 2 legs were not side by side like other animals. They were offset of each other. One was ahead of the other by about a foot. Never heard that one before. This animal was not moving at all. The legs were not in the right area of the body. I looked at both feet to maybe help me figure out what I am seeing. The hair was too thick to see anything. The 2 legs were missing all the hair around its ankles. Completely around both of the feet. So the last 10 inches of both ankles were hairless. There was no hair. The skin was light colored. The legs were very large around the ankles, about the size of a person's leg, above the knees. I looked for a head also as I went by, but this thing had no head. This animal was about 10 feet tall. No, this animal was about 10 feet long and around 5 feet tall. And I could estimate the weight somewhere over 700 to 800 pounds. After I went past this animal, I had a fear come over me. This fear wasn't because I was scared. This fear I had was a fear that I have never experienced in my life. until now, I was very scared. It took me 8 to 10 miles to convince myself to go back and look. This fear I had was very intense. It was like something put this fear into me. After a few days of thinking about and not telling anyone, because they would think that I am crazy, I figured out that I saw Bigfoot. The reason I couldn't figure out the legs and where the head was is because he was laying on his right side and his head was almost touching the edge of the highway. His hair on his head was a different color than the rest of the body. The hair on his head was a pale gray color. The reason I couldn't figure out where his head was is because there was so much hair, and very, very thick hair all over it, that the hair all blended together. This has changed my life in many ways, like so many people say. I'm always watching for Bigfoot, every place I go. Any woods, along the road, in my backyard, that's connected to the woods to this day. I have to close all the curtains and blinds on the house every evening before dark. I lock all the doors. After locking all the doors, I check them a few times to make sure my family is safe. I made myself to go back into the woods because I enjoy the outdoors in many ways, and I didn't want to give this up. Good for you, dude. And for my mind, I had to do this. So now I go back into the woods like I always have. But I am watching, looking all around me. Still a little nervous at times, but enjoying it again. I thought this would have been the first and last time I saw Bigfoot in my life. But a week later, it happened again, back in central Minnesota, close to Leader and Motley. That's when my second encounter started again with Bigfoot on the opening of deer season. All right. That's my friend that lives in central Minnesota, and he's been having the invisible ones on his property behind his house. But this was his first experience, and ever since then he's been having more. And that's why he said something to me. He said, if you come out, Bill, he says, and you have an experience, he says, you will continue to have them. Just like me. So, great email. I'll be getting more from him. And I'd like to read these emails while I'm driving down the highway like some of my other videos, but it just can't be done. And so you got to look at me instead. I just got the shower. My hair looks pretty good. I got Trucker booking around here somewhere. What are you doing, girlie? What are you doing? Trucker. Trucker. What are you doing? I see you up there. I see you. What are you doing? What are you doing, girlie? You gonna come and say hi? You gonna come and say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, girlie. Come on. Let me show you off. Come on. She gets really hyper this time of night. Come on. Come here. Come here, silly girl. I want to show you. I want to show you off. Come here. There she is. There's my widow trucker. There's my widow trucker. Trucker, trucker. What you doing? Look. Listen. Look here. Look here. Are you a good girl? You're such a cutie. She keeps me company and entertained on the truck here. It's amazing. She's awesome. You're my buddy, aren't you? She likes laying in the windshield and watching the traffic. I stop at wayside rests and find her safe places to play. And that's why she's mad at me, because when I came back to the truck a couple times just in a little while, she was trying to get out because she wants to go play. Don't ya? Don't ya? All right, you guys. Hope you enjoyed that story. And I almost said his name. My buddy's gonna send more. So it sounds like once you have an experience with Sasquatch, or Sabe, or Grassman, or Rougarou, or Senequa, or the list goes on. And like I said before, if these things don't exist, how come they have so many names for them? So, and the natives all have legends and stories. Ow! Don't bite. Legends and stories. If anybody knows how to stop a cat from biting, please leave me a comment, because she just loves to bite, don't you? Little stinker. And it hurts. She draws blood sometimes. Don't you? You be good. You be a good kitty, okay? You be a good kitty and I won't have to throw you out while I'm going down the road. No, I'm just kidding. Alright. Keep on trucking.